Welcome to the Youngins Basketball Podcast. We got a big fish in the building. Man, we need to give you a Nelly chain because you've had like that number one spot for a long time.
Sure.
AJ Dybantsa. Can you tell everybody, why where we're at, and then, some news that you have just now?
Yeah. So I partnered with Rebel. Me and Rebel are now partners. I think it was a great partnership. It's going to be beneficial for both of us. The platform that they have, and I think we fit right in with each other. So it's going to be good. It's going to be special.
And you haven't done any NIL, that I know of. I mean, you've been very, very selective with your NIL deals. What made you decide to do, the Red Bull situation? And when did that dialogue start?
I mean, it started a couple months ago. But what they had to offer was second to none. It was good. It was no really wrongs. So I'm smart with it. Me and my parents are really smart with it. We don't want to take every deal, but the smart ones we got to take. We got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, tell everybody about that. That process in terms of when an NIL deal comes to the table for someone like you. How is that process for you? And saying no, because a lot of people think they got to rush into deals.
No, you don't got to rush. I mean, if you stay true to yourself and you work hard, you go get what you need to get. So not taking the money right now and not always taking the fast money is not always the best option. So take what's right, and then you'll be good. You and your family will be good.
Yep. And then was the Red Bull give you wings? Was that a part of it? Because you showed a little video. You had a video come out, and I saw a little bit of the bounce today, but I feel like it really matched the swag too.
That's what I'm saying. The partnership was right there. Red Bull gives you wings, and I could for sure fly. So it's a special partnership for sure.
Yep. And then tell everybody, in terms of from the starting point, have you always had people approach you in terms of doing a deal? Hey, bro, you need to do this, you need to do that. How has it been for you in terms of your freshman year all the way down?
Well, I started getting noticed really my reclass year, 8th grade. So when I got to my freshman year, NIL wasn't popping, so I wasn't getting thrown with deals yet, unless it was behind the scenes, one of my pops or something. But now the older I got, sophomore, junior year, they've been starting to throw them. But like I said, just making smart decisions. If I'm projected where I'm supposed to be and I keep my head down and work, I'm gonna get way bigger and better deals. So I'm not trying to take fast money right now.
Okay, and then going into the decision you made to go to high school. I know it's cold where you at, but it's a hot program now because you're over there, the Utah Prep.
Now it's hot over there. We near Vegas.
Oh, it is hot. Oh, I'm thinking you had to wear the trench coat.
No, we not near Salt Lake. No, that's 3 or 4 hours.
The weather's actually solid.
Yeah.
Okay. So what made you decide to go to Utah Prep? And tell everybody about, making a wave, making your own wave, and then showing people that you can go to any school and make it in hot.
Yeah, the prep school route was great. I was at Prolific Prep last year. Prep school route was great. You're going to be surrounded by good players, surrounded by good coaches, no matter where you go. But, the biggest thing for me was just development. If I'm projected where I'm supposed to be, the next 2 years, my college year and hopefully my rookie year, I'm gonna have to play a bigger role. So it was just come in with guys and just develop, and then guys that's just willing to do everything, willing to win, willing to practice hard, willing to do everything. I would have got the same experience at Prolific Prep, but I think it was better for me to go to Prolific to play against top ranked guys every day, get great bump every day. But here coming at Utah Prep, just trying to win. But on not a lower scene, I don't want to say lower scene, but we're an underrated school. So I want to show people that you can go anywhere and still, accomplish what you got to do.
Yeah, and then in terms of doing that, what can you say to kids in terms about starting your own wave? Because a lot of times kids want to follow. They don't want to be trendsetters. Everybody says they want to be a trendsetter, especially in this NIL, but there's not too many that are trendsetters. You are that trendsetter, especially when you make the decision. What was that response, and what can you say about being a trendsetter?
Just do you. If you like what somebody's doing, you can go approach that. But if you want to start your own thing, everybody's capable of doing whatever they want. So just go hop on your own wave.
Yeah, I know when you made the decision, your phone was probably blowing up. The FaceTime calls. Hey, bro, what are you doing? What's going on? What was it? What was that like? What was your response like?
Everybody was just doubting them because they never heard of the school. So it was just yo, where are you going? Why are you playing in this bum league? We're playing in grind session. I played there last year at Prolific Prep. I'm playing the national schedule. I just played the Boozers, top 5 team in the country. So we're still playing national schedule. It's just on a quote unquote lower scene to everybody because it's not a big time prep school.
Yep, and one thing that's really always stuck out to me is your IQ. In terms of seeing the help defense, what do you look at in terms of when you have more defensive schemes kind of focusing on you in terms of people loading up and then, you have the help side. So what do you feel like in terms of that?
Yeah, I really started getting this year a lot of double teams. But it's just making the right pass. I'm a willing passer, and guys don't think that. Guys might not believe it, but if you watch film, I'm a willing passer. So I'm not too worried about the initial defender. It's really about the help, where the help's going to come from, and then where the help comes from, you're going to make that pass to where the help came from.
See, this was a setup because Kyrie this summer talked to me. He only looks at the help defender. And always when I talk to you, you always say a pro like read. That's one thing. And that was what the setup was for you to see if you were even going to say that in terms of looking at the help defender, because a lot of times he would be like, hey, I don't even see the first defender. Kobe talks about that a lot too before he passed. He would talk about, I only see the help defender.
I only see the help. Like, ball screen reads, like, the dude that is guarding you is going to get hit with the ball screen, so you have to look at the next guy's line. I mean, you're not really too worried about the initial guy.
Yep. And then in terms of that, I want to talk about this summer. You've had probably the last two summers. You probably have had the two best summers I've ever seen. First off, we're going to go to last summer. You worked out with LeBron, Paul George, Chris Paul. Am I missing some names? Kevin Durant.
KD, Jordan Poole, Tyrese Maxey. A lot of guys, yeah.
Yeah, like, what was that experience like in 1 week, too, and working with all those guys in terms of it? And I heard you kind of stingy, too. I heard when you be with Paul, you be like, hey, man, yeah, I'm only the person that needs to be working out with PG.
Nah.
Oh, no, you cool?
No,
okay,
I'm cool because when I was with Paul George, it was one-on-one, like last year. But this year, Kyan hopped into it to work out with us. I'm cool with it. I mean, if we're getting work, we're getting work. If you want to get pro working, get pro working. But last summer was crazy. I just turned 17, and it was just like getting pro knowledge, seeing how the best players work out. It's just like, yo, like if I can do this early, like it's crazy. Because pro workouts are way, way different than high school workouts.
What do you feel like is the difference in terms of it? Break each player down, too, because I don't want to just go to the LeBron and all that. You worked out with a lot of great guys, so go ahead.
They're different positions. So what Paul George does a lot is a lot of live reads. So, like, he would have 4 dudes playing defense, and he would have to, like, score against 4 dudes, and that's why you see what he does. A lot of skill work, a lot of, like he's skillful, like, a lot of skill work. Now, the KDs of the world, it's just, okay, I'm 7 feet tall. I'm only going to work on turnaround J's, hezzy pulls, exactly what you see him do in game. And he goes he walks back and then goes extremely hard. Like, that's how pros work out. Chris Paul, I found out the reason why he never loses the ball, you can hear the ball pounding every dribble. Like, they just do some, like, stuff that's so tactic that, like, I mean, they're pros for a reason. LeBron was a different story. Like, LeBron is LeBron. Like, he was doing a little bit of everything. Live work, post work, 3 balls. Like, it was crazy. But then even, like, Tyrese Maxey, he was only 2 years in when I worked out with him. And he was learning the game, too. He was like, I played with Joel for the past 2 years, and now I'm learning how to manipulate it. Now I'm learning how to be a point guard, and now he's in the rotation like a top 3 guy.
Bro, do you watch a lot of film? My goodness,
I watch
bro. You
crazy
just broke that
film.
Down crazy.
I watch crazy
film, bro. You actually brought me back to some moments. I'm thinking back at the workout. You actually broke that down perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I watch too much. I don't watch TV. So I don't watch none of that, like, not basketball. If you see me watching something, it's basketball. So this recent, like, now I'm watching a lot of Shea, so you'll see a lot of bumps this year. And then defensively, Jaden McDaniels and Herb Jones. You're going to see a lot of lockups.
I got to drop the bomb on there, too, by the way. Wait,
a lot of lockups.
Herb Jones.
Yo,
I didn't think we was going to go to that, bro.
Yo, I have more, too, but y'all don't even know. Like, I was watching Jalen Suggs, Alex Caruso. Like, there's a lot of crazy defensive players.
Oh, no, I'm dropping the ball. Yeah. All right. So, look, before we could talk basketball all day, but going into, this last summer, you went on the visits. One that stuck out to me, I ain't never seen a North Carolina mixtape on a visit. You got one of those, bro. Like, talk about the visit situation in terms of, like, how it's been for you in terms.
Like, I haven't had a bad visit. Like, kudos to all the schools. Like, they show me their best. Like, it's going to be a hard decision. Like, it's going to be very hard.
What's some crazy things you saw during the visit?
I mean, like, it was just nothing. Like, I mean, obviously there's going to be pros and cons to schools, and they've showed pros and cons. But, like, overall, the visit was just, like, great. Like, all the visits were just, like, good. Like, I can't even, like, there was nothing really wrong with the visits.
And you went to the Alabama game, too, by the way. Hey,
yeah.
We saw you come out like the president, too. You, Braden, and Caleb came like you guys were like,
you want to know what's crazy?
Presidential campaign.
Crazy? Me and Caleb left at halftime.
You missed the game?
Now, look, it was me, it was all of us, and it was the players, like, on the team. 28-0. And it's 30-7. Game's over. Coach, like, yo, we can get you dinner. Like, you can go to hotel and rest. I'm like, cool. I'm about to get off my feet. I go to the hotel. Braden stays. I go back to the hotel, turn the game 33-28.
Shut up, Braden, dog. You from the same area as me. What are you talking about? Did he call you? Did he FaceTime you? Like, hey, bro, like, it's lit.
There's no service. Because the president was there, they cut off all the service. There was no service. But the game, like you can see, like the crowds through the TV, like it was crazy, it was nuts. And then Lil Ryan Williams caught that catch, and it was going wild.
How many more visits do you have to go on?
I have two. Yeah, Baylor and BYU.
Yeah, in terms of that, like, what are you looking for in terms of those two too?
I mean, the same pillars that I've been looking for the rest of the five. I mean, just seeing what they have to offer, and I mean, just making a decision from there.
In terms of BYU, they have a player that I think might change the landscape of NIL, especially overseas, Igor Denham. I think that's been a big sleeper. But what have been some things that have been attractive about BYU to a lot of the young players? A lot of people got them in the top 8, like MySpace, kind of like everybody. Every time I see them in the top 8.
I mean, especially now, Mark Pope was a great coach, but now coming from Kevin Young, who was in the NBA, I think a lot of guys everybody wants to get to the NBA. So a lot of guys that will have NBA experience are going to help you try to get to the next level, and I think that's why they've been a lot of guys like tops.
Yep. And then in terms of, just kind of giving some advice as we kind of wrap up, giving advice to a lot of the top athletes. They're trying to be like you. You've been number one this whole journey all the way down. What's some advice you can give them in terms of keeping the main thing, and also getting the brand deals too, but keeping the main thing, and that's hoop?
I mean, if you keep the main thing, you're going to get the brand deals. It's just about choosing the brand deals. You're going to get the brand deals.
But some people will be like, yo, I'm hooping, and the following ain't getting there.
Okay, that comes too, because there's a lot of underrated hoopers. I get that. But, I mean, just promote yourself on social media. Just promote yourself. I mean,
how do you do it in terms of organically, you feel like?
Now, I went to a lot of camps when I was younger, and that boosted my style. I did all the dunk contests, everything. That helped me, but I mean, if you're new coming into this, I mean, I just say like, just when you get the opportunity to play like against top players, you just got to go kill, and people recognize you.
Do you think that a lot of people dodge smoke because we have so many circuits and stuff like that?
I don't want to say dodge smoke, but yeah.
Well, why didn't you want to say dodge smoke?
I don't want to say because just it's not really dodging smoke, because like it can be there's different reasons why people do stuff, but like. Some people might be dodging it. That's why they do it. But like, there's reasons to why people do it.
I've seen you go to almost every tournament. Do you feel like, in kind of closing, do you feel like we need to figure out a situation in this AAU where kids don't play so much? I feel like the way you guys stagger tournaments, you guys do never get a break, bro. I don't get a break. I'll be tired and I'm not playing. So like, how is it for you? Do you think there's a system that we can do in terms of figuring that out where kids don't wear themselves down?
Now, that's just on your personal, because the way EYBL set up, I mean, you have 4 straight tournaments and then you have 2 months until PCM. It's about what you're doing in that time. I mean, people work out every day. Like, I don't work out every day. I take rest days. I go ice bath. I go do all the recovery stuff. People that's just working out 24/7, literally taking no days off, they're hurting themselves. That's not really EYBL set up to. I mean, like even like the school season, you play from November to like March, then you have a month off till Geico. I mean, the season's set up. I mean, if you want to play in the NBA, you're going to play 82 games, 70 minimum. So, I mean, you just got to get in shape, get recovery. I mean, I don't think it's set up to where people are just forcefully overworking themselves. I think people are just doing that on their own.
Yeah, I need you to just speak to the part that you said about, you taking breaks and rest days. What does that kind of consist of? Is it a day? What does a rest day consist of for you? You stretch? Yeah. The diet's good. Like what is that?
Nah, the diet's not good. The diet's not good.
Okay, so we're gonna improve that.
Yeah. But like there's keys. Like my dad don't like me eating certain stuff, but it's the key to the bounce.
Shut up, pops.
Like I used to eat Gushers, key to the bounce, but now I can't eat them no more, so I have to find another way.
Yeah.
But I mean, like rest days. I mean, it depends on like the materials you have. Cryotherapy. I have a trainer that does scraping, cupping, all that. I mean, just finding like what works for you. Stretching always works, and resting just always works. Like hot tub. If you have a pool, like use the pool. If you have a hot tub, use a hot tub.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you. Make sure you tell everybody your handles too on social.
At AJ.Dybantsa on Instagram and A Dybantsa on Twitter.
Appreciate you, my dog. Appreciate.